Jeff Davis, President of Lordship Investments and Director of New Way Community Development, coming to you today with 5 minutes to live by. This program, we look at different topics in different areas, such as Christianity, business, insurance, sales, finance, marriage. Today, we're going to be coming out of a book that I wrote, How to Become a Real Estate Investor. This book focuses on different aspects of investing in real estate and gives people some ideas on how they can go about doing that and set things up or to improve what they're already doing. How to become a real estate investor. Today, I want to talk to you from this subject, new ways to manage properties. Now, I have been in the landlord space for over 20 years, and I have held properties for rent in two different states. Both times I lived in the state, and so the idea of managing is the way that most people manage property, and that is to actually be there, to go do everything yourself a lot of times, to be involved in the day to day and making sure that things are going right, going by looking at your properties, etc. And it works well if you're in that location and you have time. But a few years ago, we moved to California, and two things I noticed about California. Number one, for me, it's not a great place to be a landlord. Not only is it a tenant-friendly state, but the numbers don't work. Here, you pay a lot for a home, or let's say a duplex, etc. It's not uncommon to pay $1 million for that stuff, and yet you're trying to you think about getting rent. You're not going to get enough rent to cover it. A little bit of advice if you're going to be a real estate investor. You can live anywhere in the world you want to, but you should only invest where it makes sense. Just because you live someplace may not mean that's the best place to have your rental property. And in my situation, that's definitely the way it is. And so, since I'm more familiar with the Midwest and states in the Midwest and the way properties are done there, my decision was to have my rental properties there. Now, the challenge is if you're used to having this hands-on approach and you are always looking at everything, that's very hard to do when you're, 1,000 miles, 2,000 miles away from your rentals. So you have to find new ways to do things. But thankfully, we have the internet and we have different ways of putting things together. So what I'm saying to you is that you need to figure out where you want to live. Maybe there's a place that you just want to be. You need to figure out where you want your investments to be, your real estate. For me, it's all about the numbers. The location, yes, is important. And there are certain things, of course, I look for. But bottom line is the numbers. Because if the property doesn't cash flow, then for me, it doesn't make sense. And so you want to be able to set yourself up to be able to manage it. And the way that you can do that now is there are actually companies online that have set up management services for landlords like myself who own properties virtually. You're not in the same state. And so you can actually get just about every service that you want through these online companies. For example, I'm okay with the tenant sending me the rent and I, deal with the money side of it. I don't need anyone to do that. But some people do. So you can have those services. But what I do need is I need what we call boots on the ground. I need people that'll go by. I need people that can do work. And so what these online companies have done is they will actually be the middleman and help you to find people in that area that they have worked with who can do certain work. So maybe I need a carpenter to come in and fix a door or a plumber to come in and fix a sink. They can do that. And then if you have something that's a little bit more extensive, like maybe a tenant's moved out and you need to have a property painted and ready to rent, they can do that. They also can handle the leasing part for you. So they can actually be there and show the apartment, take people through. They can run the ad or you can run the ad, but they can also put up a for rent sign on your place. Now, are you going to pay for these services? Yes. But is it unreasonable? No. Because the reality is you're going to be doing this. Even if you live there, you're going to do this stuff anyway. So there's no way around it. But it's a way for you to be able to live where you want and still have rental property anywhere you want. And the larger it is, I mean, sometimes if you're dealing with a very large property, then you just get a property management company. And that works out well too. You just have to manage the property management company. You can't leave them alone either. But My point being is that there are ways to manage properties, no matter how large or small your portfolio is, and you need to look at those ways so that you can make sure your properties are managed to the best of your ability and then receive maximum profit. You can pick this book up, How to Become a Real Estate Investor, at www.nwcom.org. Again, that's www.nwcom.org. Or you can go to Amazon, look for books by Jeff Davis, Dr. Jeff Davis, pick up a copy. So great we could spend this time today. Until next time, I want to wish you a great day full of both success and happiness.